Hey, what's going on, folks? Klutch here, and today we're looking at the top 10 maps for Farming Simulator 19. We got 10 maps. These are North American only maps. They are PC only as well. Not available in the mod hub. None of these maps are in the mod hub. These are all North American maps that are outside of the mod hub. You can download them off-site. Check the description down below. Put links for every single one of them down below. So what are some of the things I'm looking for when it comes to a great map for Farming Sim 19? Number one, fields. They can't be square. They can't all be square. Some of them can be square, but they need to have some that kind of flow with the land, follow creeks, follow tree lines. That's what I'm looking for my fields. Number two, I hope to have some kind of a town site, something that makes it feel like it's an actual place. And number three, it has to have like a living, breathing kind of a soul to it, which kind of coincides with number two and number one as well, to be perfectly honest, guys. But everything has to come together. It has to feel like a real place. And with all those three come together, then yeah, that makes me happy. So we're not ranking these in any order. These are just the top 10 North American maps for Farm Sim 19. Make sure you go down into the comments below, drop down which is your favorite map. Maybe I missed it. What's your favorite map for Farm Sim 19? Not even if it's North American, let me know what your favorite map is. So once again, this is the top 10, guys, the top 10 maps, the top 10 North American maps for Farming Simulator 19 for PC only. Should we dive into this thing? Let's get to work. All right, guys, first map we're talking about today, County Line for Farm Sim 19. Now, this is an older map. This might be the oldest map we have on here, but to be honest, it still holds up and it's still a fantastic map. You're gonna have two different town sites. One is a little bit larger, the one you can see right here. This one here is the city of Moore, or the town of Moore. You have Burkesville as well, which is a bit smaller. You also get 31 fields of varying sizes, but none of them are square. They're all fairly large for the most part, but none of them are square. There is a little bit of terrain height and elevation changes throughout the map, but for the most part, fairly flat. But there are just tons of details around this map. A great starting farm that starts you off central in the map with sell points that kind of go everywhere else. So guys, for those who have not done anything outside the mod hub, if you're on PC, this tends to be the map I recommend most people start off with. There's something about County Line. It's been along for quite a while now. You got to test this map out. You got to give this a shot. If you haven't tried it already, it's big style, American style farming. Give it a shot. It's definitely one of my favorites. Our next map, guys, Peace River, BC, Peace River, British Columbia, a Canadian map. You know, I had to put a Canadian map on. Now, I'm going against my rules a little bit on this one. There's a lot of square fields on this map, but they're massive. They're so big. I had to put it in here for that. There's also no town site, which kind of goes against a little bit of that, but this does feel like an authentic region. Other than those two, well, slightly things. The square fields, I can live with. No town site. I wish it had a town site still on this map. It would make it even much better. But we needed to get a Canadian map on here. That is absolutely massive. This one's fairly new as well. We got 93 fields, I believe, on this. Yeah, 93 fields. Just an absolute gigantic map. You got the Peace River that runs down the eastern side of this farm. Yeah, just a couple different farms that dot this one, but really with the thing to take home on this, you've got some rolling hills with just massive farmland. Peace River, BC. Oklahoma 4X by DJ Modding. Guys, this is a great 4X map. One of the newest ones, actually the newest map on the list. You got 65 different fields. You got 8 farms, a whole schwack load of sell points all over this map. Kind of makes it pretty interesting there. You got a couple different highways across through. It's based around the city of Eric, Oklahoma, which is down in the southeastern section of the map. Just a very cool map, and Hydrus ready. Got a factory built into the map as well along the eastern side. Guys, if you like this type of map, DJ Modding's got some other ones that I didn't put on the list. I'm going to keep it to one author per map. But take a look at somewhere in Canada. You got Upper Mississippi River Valley. That's an old classic from 17. It's been updated for 19. And as well, you've got Deer Country USA, which takes that factory and kind of builds it into a smaller map and makes that kind of the focal point. Very cool. All great maps. Take a look at any of those ones. Susquhanna River Valley by NitroDad. Guys, this is an amazing 4X map done by NitroDad. Once again, it's kind of like County Line 2.0 for me personally. You've got two different town sites. You've got the one that's on the upper side of the ridge. You've got a smaller town site that's down below in the valley. You've got 139 different fields. You got the river that runs right through the middle of this. You've got multiple different farm sites that you can pick and choose from, depending on what you want to do on this map. And each one of them have the custom built barns and buildings. Just some very unique and different style of farming and ideas that are built into this map. Also, you have companies that are built directly into the map itself. No need for global companies. It's actually built right in. It gives you a bunch of different options there. Other maps that are done by Nitro Dad, don't forget to check out Georgetown and Hazard County. Other previous maps done by him that are somewhat similar in some ways. Big giant 4X maps that have a ton of different playability options for them. Go check those out as well. But Susquhanna, River Valley, definitely one of my faves. Medicine Creek, this one here, another 4X map. The big thing with this map, guys, is that the way the fields are. They've got some very interesting fields, the way it rises and falls through the land, some very steep and large rolling hills on this map. They go down towards the Medicine Creek itself. Along the Medicine Creek, you've got another train track that's one county line over that kind of goes up and down through the map as well. You do have a larger highway that goes north to south on the one side of the map. However, everything to the west side are all smaller county roads, basically, that connect several of the farms together. So another nice looking North American style map. Wesby, Wisconsin. Now guys, this is, well, one of the original maps as well. One of the older maps for Farming Sim 19, but it still holds up. And what we talked about on one of the previous maps in the unique field designs, this one is actually probably even more so, that you have fields within fields that make it a little bit different to try to harvest some of these. Now, there's different ways that they kind of wrap around the hillsides. The fields kind of integrate between each other. Very interesting way of doing fields on this map itself. Now, there's a lot of elevation changes as well. Be aware of it. There's a ton of different elevation changes on this. You've got a couple different farms on here located around the map. However, the fields and the elevation changes are definitely the big things on this one. Now, I do have to say that the version I use and the version I've found does not currently have field numbers on it. So I'm not sure if there's an updated version that we had out there someplace. I don't have field numbers on my version. Also, there's a couple different things that need to be updated. So if there's another version, I'm not sure, but this is the version I have. Still a fantastic map for Farm Sim 19. Flint Hills, which is based on an area by Fairbanks, Iowa. You got 46 different fields. This is a 4X map. Some really large fields on this one again, guys. Fairly flat for the most part. You got a couple of creeks that do cross the terrain. One of the nice things is you have the town of Fairbanks, well, somewhat replicated up in the northwestern section of this map. But other than that, some large American flat fields you got to take care of. Some small country roads that dot the area. Some windmills even that kind of go in and out. But once again, lovely map by JS Mappy. You can find other maps by him as well. Be sure to also check out Hoosier Heartland. Marxville, Wisconsin. Another map done by MRG Mapping. Now, we're going to have a couple other maps we need to talk about after this, but this map in particular, Marxville, one of the better ones, I personally think, has 49 different fields. It's got several different farms that dot a kind of a highway system that runs east-west. There's a small road that goes north-south as well. Some very interesting looking farms and farm fields on this map. Some similar to Wesby, but just not to the same extent. All the fields are kind of different shapes as well. You're also going to find animals that, well, maybe you'll find a little bit interesting there. Go check that out for sure. One of the big things for me, guys, this is almost a photorealistic map. If you're to overlay this on Google Maps, you're going to find that the fields are almost identical. Some of the Google photos actually look almost exactly the same as in the map itself, so very interesting there. Now, MRG has got a slew of other maps you should probably check out as well, from Elkader, Farmersburg, Clark's Farms, Mercer County, No Creek Farms, and Simon's Valley Farms. Simon Family Farms, sorry. I mean, seriously, he's got a whole schwack load, so check out all of those. Midtown USA 4X is next, guys. This is an interesting map, and I'm not sure if it's just underappreciated or if not enough people have heard about this map. It's definitely unique. Now, for those who are Farm Sim veterans back for a while, you may remember Westbridge Hills, the initial USA map for Farm Sim 15. This map is based on that area to start with. There's a whole bunch of stuff all around it. So you got a 4X map with 50 fields and all sorts of stuff that surround Westbridge Hills. Now, that's the start. You've got a whole town site. You've got some interesting fields that kind of dot the landscape. You got trains that run through. Very cool looking map. 4X map. Give this one a shot. This one's a little bit different, and I think it's underappreciated. So the Midtown USA 4X. And for the last of our top 10 maps, guys, Nebraska Lands USA. You may have seen this one. This one's been out for a little while. This is a centralized town. You've got a town right dead center of the map on a 4X map with large, flat Nebraska style fields. that wrap the rest of it. You got farms that dot the fields all around the edges. You do have a train system that runs through. You do have some coulees that run through some of the fields. You got some power lines, but generally speaking, guys, this is some large field farming, large USA field farming on Nebraska lands with a centralized town site. That is kind of the key of the map to some degree. So there you go. That is Nebraska lands. So there you have it, folks. There's your top 10 North American style maps for Farming Simulator 19 on PC, of course. What do you guys think? Is there something we missed? Do we get your favorites? Down in the comments below, let me know what I didn't get, or if you had, which was your favorite map of all of them. Love to hear from you guys down below there. Of course, if you want to see more of this content, if you want to see more stuff from Farming Sim 22 and coming up in the very near future, make sure you go down below, hit that big red subscribe button, and make sure you ring the bell as well. Drop a like on the way out, folks, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day, folks. This is Klutch. Over and out.